ituko ndiyo ndagupinge naende ndiyo ndagupime
99.22 FM. This is Radio Ara.
This is Radio Ara,
home of African music.
You're not sure? Pull it up again. Pull it up again. Pull it up again.
Almost.
This is Radio Ara.
This is Radio Ara,
home of African music.
Our wedding day is our wedding day. Our wedding day is our wedding day. Our wedding day, our wedding day is our wedding day.
99.22 FM. This is Radio Ara.
This is Radio Ara.
home of African music.
Nogoya wakamba ni kwendese watekiara bekebete tuchake sabaye ye yobogima keronde ntaraje kwa ngobokima kwa ngokelie taja kereko lima naende kwa ngombi akegima ama kweli okara twatanane ayontige gakinda tangange nabacha bataite to bachane to wanchana lyoka batagane. Our wedding day is our wedding day. Our wedding day is our wedding day. Our wedding day, our wedding day is our wedding day.
Yeah. Welcome guys. It's Sunday again. We are here. AGGY'S live talk show on Radio RFM with our famous Mr. Kanida Richards. And you're talking of wedding day. Is that your wedding day?
That was Babu G's wedding day.
Ah, really?
That man is a friend of mine. Babu G.
Babu G. Mm-hmm. He's called Babu G. Yeah. He has a beautiful bride, eh?
Yeah, you can see.
Yeah, I tell you.
He mentioned a lot of people out there. You can see so many people. Vicky Young,
I tell
MC
you.
Miggy. So many people on this wedding day.
Hey.
That is actually on his wedding day. That's the time he produced this song.
And he made it
And he made a song for the wife.
That's dedication.
She must be having. That's a what?
That's a gentleman.
It's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Babu G is
the
a
wedding day.
Hey,
Huh?
Babu G.
Hey, Babu G. Babu G, congratulations.
I'm telling you.
You made it, really. This is beautiful.
You did sciences, right?
Yeah, almost
Sciences was a mix of whatever. That's why he calls himself Homo Science.
Babu G, almost science. Yes. It really, and the bride is beautiful. I love her tattoo.
Even the song itself is very nice. Yeah, you see, it says when the light goes off, you're the person who's going to light the day.
I mean, she's
Babu G went far.
Looking at her,
but a very big tune.
She was lighting the whole day, so of course I can understand. Mm-hmm. And we have a special guest, so please introduce yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, please.
Oh my.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me here today. My name is Tabitha Ouma. Although I find Tabitha to be very, very holy, so I prefer to be called Acheng Ouma Lebrand. And
Acheng Ouma Lebrand.
Acheng
Ouma Lebrand.
Mama yo mwana Mondele na kati ya Nova Town.
Umeshika hiyo. Eburudia.
Acheng Ouma Lebrand. Mama ya mwana Mondele kati ya Hanover Town.
Kati ya Hanover.
Yeah, Hanover Town nimeshika na jina.
Yeah.
Okay, the rest we'll have to have a lesson later.
Yes. I think the best person for this kind of introduction
is Nyathia King. I think we have to put you in the next on Friday. You are there. I know it will flow. Eh?
Yeah.
Hey. Welcome.
Welcome.
Thank
to
you
the
so
show.
much.
Welcome, especially
so
because
much.
of the topic we are talking about. I thought it's good to have a woman of power also.
Okay.
Because you're also very active on Quig.
Yeah.
And actually,
what's
that's where
Quig?
we met.
What's
Quig.
Quig? Why are you
Quig,
mentioning
can you
Quig?
explain a bit what is Quig? By the way, they want something very special.
Yes,
Tell us about
and
that.
I think
Yeah.
we have to celebrate that.
Yeah.
And being that two members of Kenya Women in Germany are Radio R crew, I think this is the time we should celebrate that.
I think so.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
should.
wait,
Yeah,
wait,
it
wait.
is.
Now you're confusing me.
You're being
What are you celebrating?
Kenya Women in
It's behind news.
Kenya Women in Germany, or we Kenya Women in Germany, we won the Best African Association Award
All right. Hey.
for this year, and we're very, very happy about it.
Yeah.
And we thank each
Excited.
and everyone who voted for us.
I did vote.
You did?
Oh, thank you so much,
Thank you so
Mkurugenzi.
much.
Because I had to support, as you said before, from Radio R, we had to do something so that the voting can be can sound good. So we
We
did
had to.
something. But congratulations! How did you call it? Quick?
Quig.
Kenya women in Germany.
Kenya
Kenyan
Women in
women
Germany.
in Germany, power ladies in
Power
Germany,
ladies.
power ladies. It's a whole bunch of power ladies.
It's a whole bunch.
Actually, when you go into Quig,
Yeah.
that's when you realize things are happening.
Yeah.
All right.
Ladies are doing things, yeah. And I'm so proud of Quig actually.
So
I'm so proud of
maybe if you
everybody
can
there.
try to tell the people who are listening what
What
Quig
Quig does.
Because maybe
Let
we
me
might
give
be
you the
talking about
honor.
the Quig
I
won
talk a
the
lot.
best recognition or best whatever. But you may, for those people listening, they don't know what
They
do.
don't know what Quig is. They have to know. Let them
So
tell.
Quig is there to empower women.
All right.
I mean, all Kenya women who come here and who come here for greener pasture, which I guess all of us.
All of us, eh?
But you know, it's not easy to come from home to a place where you have no one.
Sure.
So Kenya women thought of something, thought of how they can help these new people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they have different types of groups in that big or bigger group, that
Yeah.
Kenya women.
Yeah.
So there are some small subdivided groups, but the main thing is that they are there for
Empowering
to
the
empower
Kenyan women.
Kenya women.
Empowering Kenyan women, and
Yeah.
I have to add they have done a lot already to
Okay.
support a lot of women. There are groups like gender-based violence group.
Yeah.
They deal with issues of gender violence, the topic we are going to talk about today, because it's actual and very current. Actually, it's always been there. The problem has always been there, but I find it also good like that a group like Quig is dealing with this issue as well. We have groups where there are moms and babies.
Yeah.
I learned that recently. I found it so nice because we really have subgroups that for everyone there's something. Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what else do we have? We have the press group.
Yeah.
They deal
We have
with
the Bundesrepresentative, that is
Exactly.
the county groups, and I'm proud to say that I'm representing the beautiful Niedersachsen.
yeah.
And
Congratulations.
So you're also in Quick.
I'm
yeah.
also a Quig
So I'm
member.
sitting
She's a
with Quick
Quigian.
members.
You are now surrounded by the powerful Quig
So you did say this is the Kenyan women in Germany.
in Germany.
Exactly.
Yes.
So where are the Kenyan men in Germany?
This is the second time you're asking this, and I told you men have to do something.
So women, it's a challenge out there to the Kenyan men in Germany, wherever you may be listening to me. I don't know if there is, maybe there is one, I don't know. But if you
Find
are the
out.
Kenyan women in Germany and you don't know that there is a Kenyan man in Germany,
Have you
then
heard
there
one?
is-
There is one, but they are still working on it.
Okay.
So it's
What
under
is the name?
construction.
Exactly.
So even the name is not yet there yet.
Not
or
yet.
whatever.
Maybe
They're working on it.
I don't want to say there's no name.
Yeah.
Maybe there's name, but I'm not so
But they're
sure.
working on it.
Okay.
But they're working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very
Wow.
sure the men, you know, we men always decide first, let's support the women so that when they are stable, then we
Ladies
can
first.
build ours.
Yeah, but
Ladies
we are also
first.
trying.
Yeah.
As we are trying to empower women. On
Right.
the other hand side, we are holding
The men as
Men.
well. Yeah, of course. Yeah, because I mean, if you just empower one side,
Yeah.
like you have a car with 4 wheels, you only make sure 2 wheels are working and the other 2 are not working.
You will never
That car will
proceed.
not get anywhere.
Sure.
So that's why, as a community, actually, we have to have groups in every direction,
All right.
not just the men or not just the women, but also the youth. We have, I think, the youth
we have
section
youth
now.
group. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
We have
this
the
is
young
very good.
generation Quig. Yeah. We have the Golden Girls group,
Yeah.
which is meant
From
to-
50
from 50 and above.
and above?
Yeah. So Big has a lot. It's
Has
a
a
full
lot.
package.
Is a
Like-
and is a growing group. We have, I think, over 2,000 members now
Yeah.
already, because it's a Farain, is a registered Farain, registered club.
A
Organization.
Organization, actually, a non-profit organization.
Yeah.
It's recognized.
All right.
So it's really working hard to make sure that Kenyans feel they're not alone.
Yeah.
Especially, we have a lot of, not just the new, we have even the older ones who are here, and after some time they really lose direction and everything. So this is also a place where we can empower them also, not just the ones who come new. So,
right.
and I'm very happy that you're here. Nyati Akinyi is writing, Bebe Nagai, this was yours, because this language you have to explain to us, or we have to go to school.
Thank you, Nyati Akinyi.
And she says again, hoye, salamu kwa Lindsay Akinyi Harry Motema ya double J.
Double J.
Double J. Okay, because this one is really a new language for me. I think I have to learn this one now.
Africa, remember, has so many countries.
Yeah, and
So we might be speaking so many different languages here.
yes,
But
Africa
all
is
in all,
amazing.
here we are.
Africa is amazing, yeah.
All right.
And she's happy that you are here, and I'm happy you are here. Nyati Akinyi, by the way, is the lady with the Rumba Fridays, eh?
Sure.
This thing is hitting, I tell you. Fridays, I can't wait for it also. I'm already addicted. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Eh?
No,
We always meet there
very big
too.
fan of that.
Yeah, the Rumba edition, Fridays. It's what time normally? Fridays?
From 5 to
5 to 6. I think we need to have more hours, eh?
Okay.
Because just when we have warmed up, it goes off.
It goes off.
But,
Anyway.
but the fans always request. We always go
Yeah,
beyond
that's
1
why we
hour.
are requesting. Huh? We both are fans, eh?
Alright.
Or not? So, my dear, you're welcome.
Thank you so
We are
much.
very happy that you took your time to come here and talk with us. Actually, it's a topic that I think we cannot exhaust today. There's a lot of things that needs to be clear, and things that need to be talked about, because sometimes it's a taboo tema. I mean, taboo topic. People don't like to talk about such uncomfortable things, like wife beating, husband beating, partner battering, actually, domestic violence.
All right.
This is something that we would rather not talk about. Even victims don't want to talk about,
Yeah.
which is actually tragic. Have you had any cases of such? Had anything? Had to help anybody?
I personally haven't experienced domestic violence, but I've had cases from friends, from sisters, from cousins, and it's not interesting to hear such cases. It's just sad and sad and sad.
Yeah.
I think-
What feeling do you get when you hear someone telling you, my husband, or my wife? I don't know. It's only once I've heard a man saying he was beaten, but
It's
tell us.
saddening. It's saddening, and it's something one can't be proud of.
For sure.
Be it hearing or just doing it yourself. It's not good. Yeah.
Mr. Kanide Richards, Sir, ambassador of all the presenters and producers and CEOs.
Who are available.
Whatever.
On earth.
What drives a man or someone to beat someone you once said I love you to?
Is I love you.
I love you drives them to.
Yeah.
That's a very simple answer. Elaborate, please.
It's I love you.
How
because
does that work?
most of them try to say, I've never experienced such a thing, but I've seen it happen. It can happen from different angles. One of them whereby one does not realize that he has done whatever he was not supposed to do. Maybe they were arguing for something that is not that much to be argued about, and someone ends up beating the other one. But the same love is the one that we chose to go into, and the same love is what sometimes we fight for. Respect, faithfulness, and such kind of stuff. That's why you realize them trying to. But finances can
Finances
lead to,
also, yeah.
to this kind of stuff. And if a man is not a man enough, then he has to do that.
That's a very hard word. If a man is not a man enough, he has to do that. Should I ask now? You elaborate.
You can
Again?
elaborate because
What is the meaning of if a man is not man enough?
a man should be taking care of a woman. Even a woman should be taking care of a man.
Yeah.
But a man enough should never put a finger on a woman.
Hey, this is difficult.
Yes.
A real man, a true
doesn't
man.
do
There's so many
A true man. Have you heard
man.
men out
who
there?
was born by his true mother.
true mother.
Is
He
not
should
supposed
never.
to be doing that.
Yes.
Wow.
But
And a woman should not beat a man. There's so
Of
many
course,
ways.
also
There's so
not.
many ways to resolve this.
To solve problems. But we've had these cases.
they are there,
They're there. They're
there.
very frequent.
happening.
You
on
know,
a
before I
daily
used
basis.
to think when a man is learned, has gone to school, has gone to university,
He's a man enough.
he's a man, and he's understood the logic behind
He's a man enough.
marriage
Yeah.
and relationship. You don't have to be married
Yeah.
to be beaten. Actually, even people in relationships before even they marry, some get beaten and then they stay. And I'm like, first of all, I thought this man is educated and he has understood that gender-based violence is a no-go.
Yeah.
But we have those cases. We have men who have gone to university, men, even men in the judiciary or
Sure.
people who know the law of their land, and you will hear they will go ahead and beat their partners, and then you wonder what went wrong. What do you think? Because some people try to explain this that maybe they experience beating in the family and they think that's the rule, the norm. What do you think goes wrong there? What do you think drives these men, although they have learned?
Yeah.
What happens?
As Sakanida said, it's love. You
It's
know,
love.
It's love.
But what type of love is that? Love that drives you to beat
Crazy
someone
love.
you love?
Crazy love.
It's
And
crazy.
I
Well,
call
then
it
what is love?
lack of self-love. Because I, as Tabitha, if I really love myself,
Yeah.
I will not allow anyone to torture me emotionally or physically or psychologically. And in most cases, what we tend to forget is that violence is not only physical. Is not only
That's
physical.
another
It's
very
not
important
all
point.
about a man hitting a woman hitting a man. We have a lot of people outside there who are mentally violated, who are psychologically violated.
They face it every day.
Every day.
Sure.
They face it like
Every
things
day.
like you are nothing, you amount to nothing, you're stupid, you are
You
I
are
don't know
fat.
what,
You are
fat.
ugly.
That is it.
After giving me 5 children, you are no longer attractive.
Yeah,
That is emotional
I don't want to
torture.
see. Yeah, of course that is
That
a
is
violence.
A very, I call it 100%, 100 degrees
Yeah,
violence.
yeah.
Like it's very high that
Yeah.
no one can control.
Sure.
I was reading of from this Benjamin Zulu. I think you know the guy.
Yeah, sure.
I don't watch his life, whatever, because I don't know. I find it too theatrical. But I like to read what he writes down
Yeah.
because then I have time to go through it. And he's writing a lot about these issues.
Yeah.
And he wrote about the men who they have gone through school, they have gone all through this, educating system,
Sure.
and they are the ones. They still will go home and treat their wives as if they are not there. I mean, or if this is also another type of torture.
Yeah.
This
Of course.
man is not beating you physically,
No,
but he's like your
torturing
air.
you. Yeah, sure.
You don't exist. That's also gender-based violence.
Yeah.
Because for this man, you are there to serve.
Sure.
You're there to
You're there to do whatever he
do
wants.
whatever, but he doesn't see you.
Yeah.
You're not there.
But domestic violence, actually, it has different forms.
Of
It
course.
comes in
That's what you're
different-
talking
yeah.
about.
Being either getting insulted. It doesn't have to be sexual. It doesn't have to be being beaten or something like that. But it's a caste thing. Let me say that if someone gets to insult you, it doesn't only happen at home. So it can happen everywhere. And as I said before, it can be. It's something that is someone is stalking you, following you everywhere, is trying to abuse you because you're not on your own. As you said, you feel like there's someone who owns your life. You're not free.
Yeah.
So you were never married to that person, or you're not going to be controlled from that kind of person to control you each and every day, wherever you may be. So it can be emotional. You can be insulted. You can be done whatever you want. But there's so many things. That
come. Nyathi Akinyi is saying violence comes when a feeling comes that ego, in the case of men, has been stepped on, or in case of women, self-esteem.
Yeah.
So it's like a trigger.
Yeah.
The ego issue.
Exactly.
It's like a trigger.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
The thing is this. I call all my lady friends queens.
Yeah.
It's not just, they are just, I mean, the word is not just queen, but it's to tell you, Angie, as my friend, you're someone.
Yeah.
You're somebody.
You're worthy.
Don't let anyone demean you just in the name of love.
You. For me, it's really crazy, because if someone loves me,
it should treat you as a queen you are.
Yeah, and on a daily basis, not just when visitors are there. You know, we have those type of relationships when people are there. You're like my baby, you're my darling, you're the best woman in the whole world. You're my queen, and you're my king on the other side also. And then people think, oh, this marriage is really perfect. It's made in heaven, huh? And then you're serving here, serving there, massaging the shoulders so that people can see. He loves. People go home and then they go and you're finished. You're gone. This is also subtle. It's very. These days they say this is mostly people who are narcissists in their behaviors. A narcissist is someone who is only self-centered. All he thinks about is himself, and he will manipulate his environment to fit his desires and needs. So everybody is being manipulated to serve his needs and desires. And I think also this gender-based violence is also a fruit of such characters. You know, because if you really love me, you are not going to treat me like a slave.
Sure.
You're not going to ignore me. You're not going to treat me as if I don't exist. You know, I mean, I think of our mothers sometimes in the village. If you look closely, okay, they have provided for. They have everything that they need. I mean, materially, the children are paid, school fees is paid, they get uniform, they get everything. But then you find the woman is very unhappy.
Sure.
We have such cases.
I was born in a village where sometimes back I could see alcohol being used as a tool of domestic violence.
Oh, yeah.
Whereby a man could come in the evening at home. He's asking for meat, but he did not leave money
to
back
buy the meat.
to buy the meat. And so at the end of the day, the children will fly in that evening to various homes in the name. Because the man came late home and asked for the food, and the wife, as normally you could ask, did you leave the money for meat today in the morning when you left?
But you're not allowed to ask.
But now that you're not allowed to ask.
To ask.
I'm not saying alcohol is bad, so that I may not be crucified. But I once witnessed that it was for where I come from, the village I come from. Nowadays it's not happening. Because
we thank God.
It was not happening because people came to realize later on that this is the source of so many broken marriages in this village. Actually, it is the source of so many domestic violence in this village. That's why kids are not even going to school, and etc. And since then they regulated that. The government came in, the sub chief, whatever. We can see nowadays homesteads growing. Very well. But I used to know that when someone drinks, then that home is not comfortable.
Then it's dangerous. It's
That
dangerous not just for the children, for the women also, but for the children as well. And Nyathi Akinyi said something about self-esteem. Self-esteem is also a very, very big issue. Sometimes the men who beat their wives, they have a problem in themselves. Either they are they think too less of themselves, and so they have to prove themselves. I am the man of this house. Woman, you don't talk to me like that. Sorry, but it happens. Jenny Nish is saying, I see you ladies. Welcome to the program. We are happy to be part of what you're watching now, we have Nyati, not Nyati Akinyi. We have Auma.
Acheng Ouma.
I have always to be careful about this R and O of the Luo names.
The Luo names.
Yeah, because I don't know, this Auma, is it your name or is it Auma, your husband's or your father's name, you know? So that's why I was careful not to call you Auma if you are Auma.
Call her
Lebrand. You know, I'm a Meru, I have a heavy tongue. Eh? There's an L and there's an R in the same name.
Sure.
This is like committing suicide for my tongue. Anyway,
there's so many people suffering as of here.
There are.
And according to statistics, which I was reading, the author I've already forgotten. In 4 men, in 4 women, in a homestead with 4 women, 3 mostly may be suffering from domestic violence.
That is serious.
Yes, and
that is not good.
This is happening here in Germany, but the problem now we have here in Germany is we don't speak.
Not just in Germany.
We don't speak.
What we are seeing right now, is that we don't speak. There are so many people who have come here from our, like you said before, Lebrand, come to look for greener pastures. And it ends up that these greener pastures are no longer greener pastures.
They become the desert.
Yeah, so they become the desert. And you end up, if you are a woman married to a man who maybe you are trying to be under him, so that you may make these greener pastures to be green. You end up trying to be controlled. You don't have your own freedom. I guess this is one problem that has been many of them have been facing, but they don't mention, they don't speak about.
The thing is also some of the people, the women who go through this, they are financially not stable. So the man will use that because he knows you are weak on that side. You cannot go away. Because you don't have a place to stay, you have no money maybe to start afresh, and so you stay there. But what would you advise such women who think they are ausgelifat? I mean, they have no chance. They have to continue being there, because we've had cases where even some women will be so battered, so beaten, and misused actually, or even psychologically, that at the end they have to go to the psychiatrist. I mean, what is your advice on that?
So my advice to them is this: we have organization out there.
Right.
Use your phones. Use these smartphones. These Google. Look for this organization. There are many. If you don't want to go to one with your own community people, then go for others. We have many, a lot of them. We have Kenya women, we have the African moms in Deutschland, we have the German ones.
We have a lot,
So please seek for help.
Especially in the European areas, there are actually always such organizations which are there to help people. There's also the Weisse-Kreuz. This is the White Cross in Germany. We have Caritas. They have also areas where they talk to such people, or they will help you out. We have even Diakoni, they have this. So there's Avo, there's so many possibilities. Actually, there's no reason why someone who is being battered, someone who is facing gender-based violence has to stay there and think, oh my God, this is the end of me. This is the end of me.
Do you think that those people suffering from this kind of stuff, who are not talking, they know very well there is AVO, they know very well there's all these organizations that you have mentioned, but they are fearing to go to report this kind of a person because they are fearing of losing their residence here. They are fearing to go back to Africa where they came from.
I know.
They are fearing all this. Do you think this is the problem? That's why most of them just die silently?
It is possible. What do you think?
Very possible.
It is possible.
Very possible.
Because if calling the police another option? Because anybody else who will ask me here, when I slap you, what is the first thing you will do is just dial the police. Is it the best option you can do to save?
It can be an option.
Okay.
Like if he's standing there already jumping on you and beating, some men can be really brutal. Some people
Even some women.
Some women also can be very brutal. Like this one guy I told you,
Yeah.
may his soul rest in peace, he died. His wife used to take these wooden seats and beat him with, I mean, I was laughing that time,
Okay.
but actually it was not right of me to laugh, because it was not right. But that time I was also a bit new, and I was like, how can a man be beaten? I mean, and especially the lady is small.
And I won't blame
The
you for
lady is
laughing
small.
because our society made it that way.
Yeah.
You know? A man should not show his weakness.
That's it. That's the biggest.
As a man, you
part
have
of-
to be strong.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah. And I
Very,
think
very strong.
Yeah, I
And
think.
I always get offended hearing a mother telling her son,
Boys don't cry.
Boys don't cry. I tell my son,
Not right, cry.
you are allowed to cry.
Yeah.
You feel like crying?
Yeah,
Cry. Cry it out.
Yeah.
You feel like
But-
running away?
Run away.
Even now.
That is it.
told
Run
you.
away. Come and tell me, Mama, I have this kind of a
I told
girlfriend,
you.
and she's so
I
mean
told
to
her.
me.
I told
Yeah.
her the best solution.
is
Don't
run.
fight her. Run away.
Just
Run
run
away.
away. Just run away. Yeah, and it is even calling the police can be a good option, especially
Always.
if you realize you're in immediate danger. Even here, we've had people being killed in the marriage because they are trying to make it work and make it work. And then at the end, if this person is psychologically sick and he doesn't value you, it doesn't matter for him if he kills you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter for him. Daisy Owino, welcome. You're saying most of the time women experience domestic violence because their speech in their minds or what they tell themselves. Most men don't like that, especially those that are not liberal enough. This is seen mostly in Africa. I did not understand the speech in their minds. But you said most men also don't talk about their problems to their spouses because they were not taught that. Just what you said. So they bear their unsolved issues and let it loose on one person. And this is very true. Charity Fröhlich, also you're welcome. Thank you for joining us.
She meant most women, let me just go back to this.
Because I didn't
sentiment.
understand the
Most of the
sentence.
women experience domestic violence because they speak their minds.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
They
This
speak
is
their
it. They
minds.
speak their
And
minds.
most
Like
of
a
the
very
men,
transparent.
Yeah.
Very
and
direct,
most-
very open.
I think
most
me, I
men-
will be beaten many
men-
times.
Most men don't like that, especially those who are not liberal enough. This is mostly seen in Africa. Okay.
Yeah.
It can be true.
Yeah.
It depends on how women, sometimes, let me tell you, women can speak their minds. They
Yeah.
are always open to speak
Yeah.
whatever they're having.
Yeah.
And men, they are very difficult to swallow.
Yeah.
That kind of,
Especially if it's a woman talking.
Especially if it's a woman speaking. And she's saying, especially this is seen in Africa because we grew up in a society where we knew you are the man of the house. Whatever, whenever a woman says, that one is not even going to
Yeah.
be listened. This is what our forefathers were doing there before.
Yeah.
But we're coming to grow to a generation whereby we realize there's a saying that goes behind a successful man, there is always a woman. But people have to see which kind of woman is behind you, and that man you're supposed to swallow such kind of thoughts, because if you need to be successful, as they say, then you need to listen to your woman.
Yeah.
If you brought this woman and you became one, then you need to talk once in a table.
Ah,
Even
that's
if
a man of
somebody
a wife.
goes wrong, they are friends, like Rebrand said here. If you can't call the police, at least call a friend.
Call a friend.
At least call a friend, talk to a friend. A friend will refer you to somewhere else. That man might not know what is going on, because don't ever speak. Let me tell ladies, sometimes don't ever think you speaking to the police or you speaking to a friend to help you is going to destroy your marriage, or sometimes think about yourself first.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
at the
yes.
end of the day, you're
I
the
say
one who
amen
is
to
suffering.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're the one who is suffering, actually.
Yeah.
You're suffering emotionally, you're suffering
Yeah.
mentally, you have
Yeah.
kids. Let me tell you, these men sometimes, they don't, there's an way they can't even think about children. Even if I give a woman a slap right now, the first thing she will do, if the kid was there, is hug that child, because she doesn't want that child to see what this man has done. But that man did not think twice to see there's a child who is seated here, who is
Who's
not supposed to
watching.
see what you're doing.
Yeah.
But once you hit a woman, she will not even respond to you or try to defend herself. The most thing she will do is run to her kid first, so that now, at the end of the day, if you speak to someone else and will come, the brand comes and tell Agnes, I understand your situation. It is like this, but let me tell you something. There is always hope.
Yeah.
See that child you have there. That is the one who's going to help you. Talk to her. Stop talking about the man first. Leave the man first to one side. Take care of this situation in this woman's head. Calm her down. Bring her together. Let her compose her together, because now she is out of the world. She doesn't know this is my love of my world and this is the love of my life, and is trying to beat me.
Yeah.
Compose this woman first. Then try to deal with the situation that now this woman is talking to.
Yeah.
Love,
That's where we always try to avoid. And at the end of the day, so many ladies out there or men, they get afraid to speak about that because they're thinking of the two people here instead of thinking first on their health first, on their emotions first before they speak to someone else.
Yeah. Wow. What do you say to this?
So, just as Sakanida said, we need to set standards.
Yeah. So important.
Setting standards is very, very important so that we don't experience low standards. After that, know your priority.
Okay.
As it, make yourself a priority. Be a priority yourself.
Okay.
I can't make you my priority before I personally
I make myself a priority.
And I don't
Ladies, you're listening.
I don't expect you. I don't expect you to make me a priority while I myself.
You don't make yourself a priority. A very pregnant statement there.
Then comes know your worth.
Know your worth.
Know
I
your
love
worth.
that.
Once you have these three qualities, standards, priority,
And worth.
and what?
Know your
My
worth.
friend, you're good to go.
You're good to go. But you see, the issue is some women think if I know my worth, if I act like that in the marriage, my husband will not like it and will kick me out because I'm not being submissive enough.
But how are you building this home if you're not speaking your mind?
We are
Because
discussing.
I can't do it.
We are
I can't do it
discussing.
alone.
Yeah.
I need you to tell me. We need to discuss.
Yeah.
I know how we are going to bring up this home.
Yeah.
But if I say I am the head of this house, I'm gonna do this. There is always a teamwork somewhere.
Then you don't need me as a partner.
Yeah,
You
if
can
you're
do
the
the
head.
thing by yourself.
But I mean, some men forget also the head cannot work alone. You need the neck. Have you ever seen a head walking around on its own? It needs other parts. I mean, no, but it's true because you cannot say I'm the head. Okay, then do this alone. Let's see how far you will come.
No,
Huh?
that's why it's important to set standards because
Exactly.
if I have my standards high,
Yeah.
I want to just go for anyone.
Yeah.
But,
You not let someone tell
Yeah.
you that he's
No.
the head and he has the only
No, no.
the one who has a say.
my friend, we're into this together.
I tell you.
That's
Huh?
why we are called partners. Yeah. That's why I'm in relationship with you. So when you want to be the head, then I must be somewhere closer to that head.
To that head.
Huh? But it doesn't mean that you have to do the whole controlling and everything. I'm also allowed to participate.
I really wonder sometimes. Let me read here what Nyati Akinyi wrote again. The way one grew up and the surroundings while growing up can also contribute into being a violent partner in a marriage or a relationship.
It's true.
Yeah?
If you grow up and wherever you are
Seeing your
these
mother
kind of
being
things,
battered or your papa being beaten,
not
so
even
you think
seeing
it's okay.
not seeing your father being battered or your mother being battered. If you grow up in a situation where you knew my father is always the head of the family, whatever he
Okay.
says has to be
So you think,
respected.
I am also
Then you
the
are in this generation whereby now we need to put things up to the table.
Yeah,
So I will not tolerate that because my father did not tolerate that. So I had to keep. That's why it doesn't have to mean that my father was beating or the father was beating the other one.
Exactly,
Yeah, so-
exactly, yeah.
Somebody is saying, for instance, if you report to the police, what can the police do for you? As of here in Germany, as we are talking about, there are several things they can do. For instance, they can forbid the violent individual from entering the shared apartment for several days.
Yes.
So that is if you report it to the police.
If you report it to the police.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I have to say this, Charity Wairimu Nkugilat. She's an expert in
this,
gender-based
exactly.
violent issues. Actually, if you're on Facebook and you ever have questions about this, she's on Quick present. She's also present on African Women in Germany, in Deutschland, IMD. And Charity Wairimu Nkugilat, she has a lot of knowledge on this issue because I think this is just her field. And I'm glad that you're here. You even if you want to call us, she can call into the studio maybe if you want to contribute. And she says here, set boundaries, standards, self-love, worth priorities, what you said, tied with mutual communication. Wonderful statement. And it's the same things you say just before. A woman who doesn't know her worth, she will not protect it.
No.
How will you protect something that you don't know its worth? Like if you buy now a Gucci handbag for 1,500 euros, you not just let anyone write on it or scratch it or whatever. You really protect it. Now, a human being is more worth. A beautiful woman, whatever, every woman is beautiful. I'm not saying someone beautiful or not, but we are all beautiful. We are queens, like you said, and I love that. If they know their priorities well, if they know the priority that you have a right to be healthy. Exactly. Even in marriage or in a relationship, even if you're dating. Do you know some people even go to the extent of beating someone they're dating? They're not even settled or anything. They will, because maybe someone passed by and the girl looked or whatever, and then you are like, pop, and someone puts up with that. You should not. You don't have to.
Sure.
You have rights of good health. You have, if you have priorities and your self-worth is really clear for you, like you said, and like also Charity is saying, it is so very difficult for any partner, man or woman, to trample on you. What do you say about that, Kanida?
She's very right, actually, from whatever she said. If you set your boundaries, set yourself, that way, even a man will respect you.
Yeah.
You know, if a man come to realize your weakness,
hey, that's dangerous, Mama.
that's the position that he's going to use, actually. So if this man knows my wife, it's where men sit, they always say, my wife doesn't tolerate this. That is something that so many people could hear. That means this man knows the worth of his wife. So meaning when he sits where men are sitting and drinking the thing and say, I have to be at home at 10 because my wife doesn't like me being late. That's a woman who has standards back at home. But most of the men fear that because they said, I'm a Kaliwa, what they always say in the Swahili language. My friend, you're not being seated on. It's just that this is a family that you have to bring up. This is a home you have to build up together. And if you agree, we have to be all at home to take care of the children. How does it feel so nice to take you as a man to take the children to bed, rather than coming home late and finding the children asleep, going out in the morning finding the children are already in school. So you're not building any home here. So the moment the wife realizes such kind of stuff and wants to ask, can't you come home a little bit early, the man fills up. But when there are standards from a wife from day one, day two, to know this is what my wife needs, this is what is supposed to be done, as she said here, set your boundaries and all that, I'm very sure you will have a very beautiful marriage.
Oh yes, yeah. Especially the issue of would you not like a man who comes home and says, "Honey, how are the children?"
That's what I was about to say.
How are the children? Talk to the children personally.
The tone.
Yes.
The tone.
Yes.
How you talk to
how
this
you
person.
talk to this person
Matters a lot.
matters a lot.
I can't be coming home and screaming like a wild dog and expect you,
Wife,
know.
Oh, I remember in the village. Did you feed the cows? Even there's no greeting. Did you feed the cows? Did you get water?
No greeting, nothing is just screaming.
My goodness. That's not an environment for anyone to live a healthy
Absolutely
life.
not.
And that's where I think women or the partners who are experiencing this have to set the boundaries. You have to let that person know it's not like that. It's not right. And it cannot continue like that.
Let me try. Is there an address we can announce even when us would get in touch? Is there we are talking to Charity Wairimu. Charity can actually call in if she wants.
Exactly.
Just give her the number or just SMS us on the radio page. We can call you. You can contribute actually to the topic today. So that we can help those who are in silence actually.
Yeah, before marriage, before there is marriage, there is dating, and that is where most couples skip.
Very important.
Ignore the red flags,
important.
and in most cases there is a lot of pretense. Now people are wiser. Please be real from the beginning.
Dating side.
From the
Very,
dating
very
time.
important.
That's a very important point.
Very important.
Because you know the butterflies, they confuse you a lot. You're laughing. Tell me why.
I'm just
laughing. Tell us. I think Charity, you touched something here. Charity is asking can she call? You can tell her. But it's crazy.
Charity, I'm gonna give you the number right now. But okay, I was laughing because I just tried to imagine whenever she said there's pretense. Ignore all these red flags, and there's dating. Okay, we always skip this dating because I've seen this. I don't want to mention names, but I've just seen this in a couple of years back when I came here.
Okay.
Whereby there's something that was rolling in that when you just come, look for anyone, so that you stay. Okay?
So that you get the papers.
Yeah.
So that you get the
skip
papers,
the dating.
alright?
You're right.
You skip the dating so very quick. At the end of the day, you land in a man who told you he's working in Mercedes-Benz in Stuttgart at a posh.
But it is under the bridge.
Yes, and actually, so
Oh my word.
the dating, I love what she wrote.
Thank
the
you for
dating
this
is
point.
very, very important because this man told he's working in a Mercedes-Benz. He did not tell you what he does. Maybe he's sweeping.
Maybe he's sweeping. Sorry, I mean sweeping is also a good job.
It's a good
We are
job,
not
but
laughing, but
yeah.
you know it's the lie there, the pretense.
The pretense.
Anyone can
Pretense.
work in Mercedes.
Anyone.
Even the sweeper.
That's why I say.
Maybe working in the canteen.
That's what I'm saying. Kanida works at the studio and you don't know what they do here. Maybe I
You
want to
don't
come
know.
and fix
You're
cables.
the one
Here I
who's
go.
fixing cables,
Yeah. And I go. But now because you see me here today talking, don't think I'm
my
made it.
word.
So that's why I was actually
The
laughing. But
pretense, yeah.
The
The
point
pretense.
the point is most of the couples they speak
We
the
skip the dating
Yeah.
process.
So you want to get into the marriage. So that's where you are doing all of them. You are in marriage, you are still dating.
Yeah.
So by the
exactly.
by the time you come to learn about this partner,
The person.
it's very too late. It's too late. You have already kicked each other.
Yeah.
2 times or 3 times.
Yeah.
Wow. This is crazy. This is more than crazy, actually. A very, very important thing. Because when you see the red flags in the marriage, it's already too late.
Yeah.
You've tied yourself. I mean, not completely too late. You still can jump out, but it's more complicated than if you saw them in the dating process.
Yeah.
Then you can pull out
but
easier or deal with them easier or earlier. It will be better.
But we still have some people, you can't know someone's character, just by
You're right.
going
there
to
again.
date with them 2, 3, 4 times.
No, it's not enough anyway.
There are people who can really hide until you've stayed with them 3, 4 years, 5 years. It's when they start revealing their true
Colors.
Yeah.
Yes, my
And by
dear.
that time,
Yeah, I know.
time has been wasted.
I
Years
know.
have gone. Tabitha, you've grown old.
Like, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The society is also out there watching you. They are like,
Yeah, I know it's not easy, but let us make a short break and then we'll get back to you and think about what you can contribute. Charity, we are going to give you the number. You can call us and you can get to us and contribute, and we are going to have you also here maybe one of these days if you can, because this is a very, very important topic and we need to deal with it. So I think it's very important. All
right.
Yeah.
We already started 2021 with a great sound. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop African hits, broadcasting live from Stuttgart city to the world. 99.2 Radio RFM, a place where music lives. The listeners agree. The message is clear.
Here we go.
The best radio station to listen to this year.
It's the best music. Best tunes. Because they got the best music.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
99.2 Radio RFM.
Your home of African music.
We play only your choice.
99.22 FM. This is Radio Ara.
This is Radio Ara.
Home of African music.
Healer of my soul. Healer, Jesus, healer. Healer of my soul. Healer, healer of my soul. Healer, Jesus, healer. Healer of my soul.
FM. This is Radio Ara.
This is Radio Ara.
Home of African music.
He's my healer. He's my healer. He's my healer. Jesus is my healer. He's your healer. He's your healer. He's your healer. Jesus is your healer. He's your healer. He's your healer. He's your healer. Jesus is your healer. Healer of my soul. Healer, Jesus, healer. Healer of my soul. Healer, healer of my soul. Healer, Jesus, healer. Healer of my soul.
So that's Agnes. Agnes, I didn't know that you can sing actually.
Oh, that's
Lebrand, you are asking.
I'm even
if she can sing.
surprised.
It's a
She can
surprise,
sing.
yeah. Just check for Agnes K. Fröhlich.
Yeah. I think we have someone on call right now.
Yes,
We're gonna talk to her.
you're gonna talk to Charity.
Yes.
It's Charity Rimu Ngugi Lats.
Yes.
And she even shared with us the website, the Facebook website, unmaskingdomesticviolence.org, and all the number. She even gave us a number to call.
I think she's online.
She's online. Can you talk to us, Charity? Let us know what you do. Why is it important to have this topic, and also this branch or this issue? Why is it important to deal with this issue?
Okay, thank you very much for having me on your show, and I think this topic is actually very, very important, especially now it's Domestic Violence Month. So it is really the right time. Well, it's important to me I'm an activist, I'm a writer, an activist against domestic violence and abuse. I'm a community reporter, and I deal with things to deal with the community, but specifically with domestic violence and abuse. And why it is important for me is because it's not taken as seriously as it should. But if there is awareness through programs, radio programs like this one, then people will know what to look out for, how to react, and what to say.
Exactly.
But, yes, so I don't know what specific, because it's a very wide subject, so I don't know what specific question you have for me.
The specific question is mostly about the gender-based violence, the violence in partnerships, in marriages, in relationships. What causes this? First of all, how can people avoid it? Where can one get help? How can someone empower himself, herself to not get into this trap and stay there?
Okay, and most of it has been said, but there's one specific part which most people ignore. Is people do not trust their. Let's talk about the dating site. At the dating site, people do ignore their intuition. They do ignore some signs. Like, for example, a person who talks too much about their ex, bad things about their ex all the time, and basically about the women folk, or if it's the woman, about the men folk, always talking negative things and always saying like the other person is to blame. that is a very big red flag, because that person, it shows that that person never takes the blame. They're always holding others irresponsible. Dig much more into that person. Investigate that person more through their friends in a good way.
Wow.
And also, somebody wants to move into a relationship too fast. That is somebody who doesn't respect the boundaries, the other person's boundaries, because in effect, what is happening is they're stepping into your safe place in a very fast way. They're not giving you time to know them, and also you to know them. There are a lot of things, and with online dating, that's another one where we talked about the lies. Usually, both people are cheating. People should be more realistic.
Yeah, they paint themselves more nice than they are.
Exactly. So, because I don't want to steal the show, this is a very deep subject. Maybe you should have me on your show one of these Fridays.
I'm definitely going to have you on the show. I'm definitely going to. Yes.
Because it's so wide, it should be handled. There are different forms of domestic violence. I mean, even whether it's gender violence, I basically deal with domestic violence. The other forms of gender violence, but the biggest one is the domestic one, or intimate relationships. Let's call it intimate relationship, because it doesn't necessarily mean that those people are staying together. We have seen people on dates beating each other,
Sure.
or pouring drinks on each other, or abusing, verbal abuse, or threats, or stalking. You know, when you leave a relationship and somebody doesn't want to give up on you, they don't want to let you go. That's a very, very serious one, especially. And in fact, most murders happen at this particular time, after a breakup.
Very true.
After a separation, the controller, the abuser, doesn't want to let go of that power and control they have.
This is really serious. Yes, we are going to definitely have you in our show, because this is a very deep topic. This is something, as you said, it has many faces, and we really need to deal with it. I'm so happy that you took some time to be with us here, and I'm looking forward to engaging with you even more and deeper.
And where is she listening to us from?
And where are you listening from? Tell the listeners.
Oh, yes. I'm assuming just because I know Agnes that everybody knows.
Okay.
We are also in peak together.
Okay.
I am in Cologne. I'm actually at home in Cologne. I live in Cologne. I've been here for the last 20 years, and I'm a Kenyan.
Wow, look at that.
That is enough to tell the Kenyans who actually are coming. I have one question for you now that I understand you come from Cologne and 20 years in Germany. Maybe it's a very little good experience. There are some ladies, girls, who come to Germany, to Diaspora, for the greener pastures that we've always been talking to here. They rush into a relationship. Tell them something out there before you leave us, madam.
The ones who would like to come to Germany.
And then they rush into a relationship. They jump the dating site because they are rushing to get some papers out there. They end up in violence, or in domestic violence at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's because people are rushing into marriage for the wrong reasons. We must start understanding that marriage is a long-term relationship. And so when somebody comes, they should not rush in. Why don't they first come, always the first visit? When it's nice to travel, it's nice to be invited over, but for the first time, come for the first 3 months as a visit, go back, so that you can test the waters. Don't come and just get married, because getting married and then staying with an abusive person, there are rules as to how long you are supposed to be in a relationship before you can actually not be deported. There's a lot of stress, and this is a topic which actually should be the next topic, because a lot of people think overseas and getting married is a solution. It's a big issue, because if it doesn't work out, the psychological abuse, the emotional abuse, the financial abuse, it is so bad that it were better if you had stayed in your own country. After all, people don't die in Africa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much for these insights. Wow,
Yeah,
thank you
thank
so
you.
much, and thank you for taking your time. We are surely going to get back to you. And as I said, you have given us your number, so on your comment, we will say it again at the end. And we thank you so much. Have a nice Sunday afternoon. And continue
Thank you
listening.
so
We are
much.
still on for the next 30 minutes.
Yeah. I will. Thank you so much, and I'll be glad to know the other two hosts, but another time. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Doing
so
all
much.
a wonderful job.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, bye-bye.
All right.
Bye.
So that was Charity Wairimu Ngugi Lats. I'm very humbled that we have talked to her today.
Yes.
And Agnes, this was very nice. She has actually...
She's perfect.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
And if you want to know more about this, she left her page on our Instagram, on our chats actually. I have my website, unmaskingdomesticviolence.0rg. If you can go there, maybe you can just check it out. The number is actually there.
Yeah.
Call her.
Exactly.
For those people who don't want to speak to Radio R, just come. Talk to that kind of person. They can help you.
Exactly.
If you're afraid to call the police, you don't have to call the police. Talk to a friend out there. If you're afraid to tell a friend so that the friend can go and tell friends, then talk to someone like this Charity Wairimu Ngugi. She can keep it to herself. She can talk to you. She can give you advice. You're going to actually host her.
Yes,
Even
for
if
sure.
it means that we have to go for Cologne for
To
the
Cologne,
first time.
yeah. We go for
we
Cologne.
We can go for
I love
Cologne.
Cologne.
Yeah, we can go there.
The Umeru there. Don't finish me. I apologize. My tongue just doesn't obey always.
I'm telling you. Thank you, Charity, for speaking to us and keep listening to Home of African Music. Yes.
Yes, my
Lebrand,
dear.
you were talking something.
I just wanted to tell Agnes Frolich that is our identity.
This is my identity. The
That's what makes you a Meru.
A true
Yes.
Meru.
And if you're listening and maybe you want to contribute to us, remember +49 if you're out of Germany, let's say that. +49 163 728 6573. That's where you can call us, and if you can even call us on WhatsApp. It's allowed. We can talk to you if you're outside the country, and if you're here, you can talk to us. And if you're facing such kind of things, remember, you can just write an email to us at radior1923@gmail.com. You're gonna get us, and we're gonna speak to you very silently. We don't have to expose your story.
Very silently.
Yeah, very
good.
silently.
Yes,
Because let's
sure.
talk and try to protect people out there who are. There are so many people. I
There's
understand.
so
There's
many people who are
quiet,
going through hell
suffering through
right
hell.
now.
Remember, you were born to make this beautiful world shine, and
Yes.
yourself,
And not
as
to.
Lebrand said here, know who you are
Exactly.
and create boundaries. Create
Exactly.
boundaries.
Boundaries
You don't
are
have to live to
important.
a man to make it.
No.
No. You don't have
And
to
you
live to
don't
a woman
have to own that marriage
title
while
to
you are
own
suffering.
it. No.
Exactly.
Exit.
Yeah. Exit is always there.
Exit.
Even if you don't see it. And sometimes people feel so helpless,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And they think, what will happen if I live here now? What will happen? I'm dead, I'm finished. It's not the end of the world.
And there's always this one excuse, because of my children. I have to stay because of no, sweetheart. You have to stay nowhere because of nobody.
Yeah. Exactly.
You can always leave.
You can
There
always
are
leave.
single fathers outside there who are really doing well. There are single mothers outside who are really doing good job.
Exactly.
And God bless them for that.
Yeah. And there's always a hope, really. I mean, right now the problem is, as this problem you talked about these people jumping into marriage because they want papers. That's really a topic of its own. But I want to say thank you to Charity Wairimu Ngugi Lats for joining us. You say thank you for giving me space to contribute. We are honored that you contributed.
Sure.
Thank you so much. And as what would you tell people who jumped? You know, like you meet someone online, and then this person invites you, and you're already married. You didn't have that time. What would you advise somebody like that? Because we know there are rules.
Take your time. Take your time. Love is not ending soon.
It's
you take
not.
your time.
They still have
And
time.
outside there's someone for someone.
There's someone for someone.
But you see, there are some people who think the only place they can be happy is in diaspora, in Germany, in America, in wherever, and then they forget these people can be dangerous.
Sure, as Charity said, let it be a topic of its own, because we're gonna be coming there.
It's gonna be a topic of its own. It's really sad. It's
yeah.
really sad. But I just wanted to shout out to those people who are in that situation. What would you advise them? They are now in that right now, and they are very, very lost and feeling alone, what would you tell them?
They should know that they are not alone.
Survived, you had peace of mind, and then you come here and someone tells you, if you don't do this, then I'm going to have you sent back home. What happened to us that we started thinking home is hell?
Home is not hell. Home is the best place to go,
Very best
and I would like to go there anytime. And it's just I think it's something. It's just a mind. It's just a virus. It's just a pandemic that is sometimes in our minds. That it's always there, and that's where you have to. If you came here and the opportunity came in, then rebuild wherever you come. Never forget home. And don't die in a violence thing because we have seen all this happening everywhere.
But even in Kenya, things like this happen. Like think of this athlete, the Agnes Tirop, the one who was killed. I mean, a young person. She's 25 or 27. I don't know. She was very young.
Very young lady.
Very young, and also she had made the move and moved away from this guy.
But
the parents reconciled, and she went back only to meet her death.
Yeah, and this should be eye-openers to us parents.
Exactly.
You don't force your child to go to a very bad place.
There's something Nyatia Kinyi said.
Yeah.
It sometimes it happens from the surrounding you grew up.
Yeah.
There are parents who wants to. If my child, my lady, comes home, she's going to ruin my reputation as a father. So you keep your daughter somewhere.
Yeah.
She's being beaten.
It's
but
terrible.
because if she comes back home, she's going to ruin you.
It's so bad. It's really bad and very
makes
sad.
me very proud of my father.
Yeah.
My father told me never to be enough for anyone.
Yeah.
So you grow up knowing that I'm already a queen.
Yeah.
If it doesn't work, I'm ready to walk out.
Yeah. This is so nice. Empower your children.
Yeah.
Empower you. And even when they are married, don't leave them alone. Don't sell your children. I really felt sad when I read the parents really convinced her to go back. And then she was, how do they live even with that? How can they? I don't know. Because and if someone comes to you and tells you they are suffering, don't ignore that. And Nyathia Kinyi says, know your worth and be keen on the red flags.
Sure.
The red flags are very important. We all have said that from the very beginning. Charity is saying abuse happens regardless of race, gender, age, religion, because it is power and control. The person who is practicing that on the other person wants to be in power. Wants to show he has the say. He is the strong man in the house. He is the, I had, it's happened in my family. I mean, I did not see it happen, but I had one of these guys, he came home late in the night, and the wife was sleeping, and she warmed up the food but not warm enough, and so she gave the food to the husband only for the husband to cut her on the hand as a punishment. And I say, how can, and this woman is still there.
All right.
I'm like, how does she interpret love? Because we talked of the issue of love from the beginning. It's love, but this is distorted love.
Sure.
This is not real or true love, because true love is sacrificial.
Sure.
It's actually more caring about the other person, even the way you would care about yourself. So if this is missing, where is that love?
It's not.
How can you see love in beating? There are some women who, if they're beaten, they are like, oh, he loves me, that's why he's caring so much to beat me.
Actually, they are.
Hey, there are some who think like that. That's distorted. This is not love. This person who is willing to make to beat you once, you never know what he's gonna do the next time.
Telling you, someone said here, as men, let me just read it the way it is. There are men also who are victims of domestic violence as a male victim. They are what they call in Germany men shelters. They are available for men who are affected by violence. So a men's house is where the male victims can take refuge.
Oh, good.
They can live there until their problem is solved.
It's solved.
I'm telling you. So if a man, there are so many men too who are suffering the kind of domestic violence. There's so many things you can do here because men don't like talking. They like dying with their problems.
Which is
then
sad.
Talk to the men shelters. Talk to the in Germany actually there's so many helplines. They can help you out there. so that you may be advised on how to do this. There's this distancing from one apartment to the other. Do this kind of stuff in case you're undergoing such kind of stuff, so that you may have your peace. There is time always to grow whenever you may be.
Yeah, there are some drama queens too. I have to say, you know, these women who will also, like, even some people will see, maybe you saw someone wrote to the man, you take his phone and destroy. That's also abuse.
Of course.
It's not your phone you're throwing on the wall, or you pour in the drinks or whatever, like Charity said. Love cannot exist with hate. Abuse, e.g. mental abuse, humiliation, is about controlling. So if you think by controlling the person you're showing love, it's actually something is wrong somewhere. Because you're putting that person in a cage. That person cannot move, that person cannot do anything, that person has no peace. Because
and
peace,
once you do that, one day this person will explode.
Explode in you?
Yeah, and that's you don't want to experience that.
Yeah, and once that happens, they will call us mobilize us as Kenyans or Nigerians or African fellow Africans. We've lost
a sister or brother
or whatever.
Yeah,
we will
to
contribute.
Domestic violence.
We will contribute.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll send you back home.
It's strange that so many people keep silent about
They
this
keep
thing.
silent, and some of them even have learned the art of lying. You see someone has been cut somewhere, or even, and then they put makeup. They say, I fell down the stairs, even though the person can see that
you were bitten.
Those were not the stairs, it was someone's hands, you know, or whatever. Let's learn to be honest and call a spade a spade.
Exactly.
If you're being abused, just see it as it is. Please try. If you're not sure if it's abuse, get help from professionals. I mean, there are many people who can give you help. It doesn't have to be, even in Kenya these days, there are areas you can go where there are shelters as well. Even here in Germany, there are so many. Actually, in Germany, I don't understand why people tolerate all this suffering.
And in Germany, it's very, very easy to get help.
It's very easy to get help.
Whatever you may be least.
It's very easy to get help.
As we said before, is they don't want to speak about this because they have one reason or the other. Maybe they don't want to go back, but they are suffering themselves here. But we have talked about this violence or whatever. What happens to the kids?
Oh my God. The kids, what do you want to say? You're also a mother. What happens to the kids?
It's really sad because the kids suffer more. When two adults are fighting, it's always the kids.
They suffer a lot.
Yeah, and that's just sad. You might think, she's only 4 years old, she can't splash at that.
She sees it, she hears it, she knows.
As she grows up, seeing this each and every day, believe me, in 20 years' time, this child will be doing the same.
Yeah.
Do you want that for our children?
No.
No, then let us keep our hands to ourselves. Let us think before we talk.
Yeah.
Before I tell you how ugly you are, Agnes, I should think.
Yeah.
How are you going to take that? How are you going to feel about
what is it doing to the person? I'm saying that too.
Yeah.
And what is this also doing to the child who is listening?
Who is listening?
Yeah. And the issue is the people say I'm staying for the children. And these children, you know, it's a school. A family is also a school setting.
Yeah.
They're learning social behaviors. They're learning how to deal with each other, sharing and whatever. They're learning a lot of things. So when you stay there and let these children, you may not tell them, children, look and learn. They are learning automatically.
They're learning.
So, and you may influence them in a very negative way.
Yeah.
If you are lucky, some children may learn, I experienced this, was terrible for my mom, I'll never do it, or terrible for my dad. But in most cases, they end up being abusers.
Exactly.
Children who are being abused or who saw abuse in the family, they end up being abusers. So don't just minimalize the effect of this domestic violence on the children.
Exactly.
I remember, my mother died. She's, may God rest her soul in peace. And but I experienced once with one of her suitors that he really beat her, and I said, I will never let a man, because I experienced my mother in a very weak position at that time, and I was like, I will never let anybody. So this was also my first discussion with my boyfriend then. If you ever touch me even once, we are finished. Even if you touch me, we are finished from the beginning. That was very clear for me, and I had to make sure that at that
But do you
make
think,
it
do you
clear.
think these guys will you will tell them from the first day one, if you hit me, I'll go? Of course, at that particular moment, I'm very sweet to you. I'm very.
Hey, then try. You see.
Sakanida, I came up with a questionnaire. I know you won't believe me,
Okay.
but I came up with a dating questionnaire. So,
You did?
you come, Sakanida, you're interested in me, and I give you this paper. What's your name? What do you do? And then there's a question. Do you eat? Have you ever hit a woman?
Have you ever?
Can you do that?
Okay.
And why should you do that? And when you do that, how do you expect me to react?
Okay.
So the moment you answer yes, I've done it under this circumstance, no, my friend, we are gone.
You're gone. You're out of the list.
You are out.
You're not a candidate anymore.
You are not.
Man,
But if-
I like that. The idea
You're
of
not.
the
What if I did it and I will lie at this particular moment?
You won't
because I
lie.
want you.
you will not
You
lie
will not.
because you don't know she's doing it for herself.
All right.
Yeah, and I like that. I mean, if you're not sure, you can talk about it
That's
at
what
least.
charity. That's what charity
This is
says.
what, the boundaries,
Research,
setting the boundaries.
research. I like the way people are being married there before. You have to take your to your parents. They sit down. They know where he comes from. Actually, that happens up to today.
What are we going to do with your Yunbo who is here online and you're there in Kenya?
That's what.
Sorry.
That's what charity said. Try to go in.
Come
deeply,
visit.
Yeah? But
Come
nowadays
visit.
we are rushing. That's why
It's so
people,
careless.
Most people are married.
It's so
You
careless,
get older
actually.
people here holding their hands. They are telling you we are married right now 60 years.
Yeah.
Right now, there's so many young population here, so young generation. You're gonna ask them. They have been married twice, thrice.
Yeah.
Because they rushed into a relationship. Because these guys there before, they took their man, they took their woman, they take them to their parents, and they say, she comes from this village, the father is this, he's a sub chief, he has so many cattle, he has whatever. Then they go and research. Let me tell you, the people go, I used to have this from my grandfather. I know how my grandmother was brought. Because my grandfather told me about that.
Okay.
Then they go and research. They go and they send
The whole family.
They
You
go-
send spies,
Yeah, they
actually.
send spies, actually. They go and check around that. They will come and go and even someone will go and sleep on that area, trying to investigate.
Find
what
out.
do you see? How is this family going?
Yeah.
But nowadays, we want to enter into marriage because of some circumstances, some situations that we want to cover, forgetting that there's a future.
We forget.
Yes.
And we forget it. Actually, you're giving someone your life who you don't even know much about. You don't know his character.
So,
you don't know what
very
you're
important.
into that. Dating
Dating.
is a must. It's a must.
And in case you're
dating.
in need of questionnaires, I have them.
Yeah. Yes, she has them now.
Yeah.
Where do we get you?
I will leave them here.
Yeah.
All right. So if
I
you're
bet you have a
listening- if you're listening-
homepage with
if you're
questionnaires
listening-
for dating.
If you're listening, we might be helping you. Yes,
love that.
Lebron herself here. Of
Ay,
course, Charity
this is
has
so
given us a
there, and because there are many others out there, there is help ready waiting for you. So don't keep quiet. Even if you are a migrant, even if you came yesterday from Africa and you are in a marriage and he took away your whatever and he's treating you like rubbish, please right away deal with it, because if you allow it, you're gonna get sick. You're gonna get mentally sick. You're gonna get very unhappy. Actually, to turn these green pastures will become a hell on earth for you. And if you brought your children with you, who also are thinking, finally we're in heaven, and then they have to see how their mother is suffering, and maybe they're suffering themselves. That's not very nice at all. So I think it's always good that we keep also contact with our people. Sometimes we are so isolated. You know, we don't know who is around. Who can I run to when I need help? Or who can I talk to? If you're on Facebook, find out which are the groups from our people. You know, if you are on Instagram, wherever, there are so many forums, you know, where you can find help. Or even on YouTube, sometimes you can even get help there. Sometimes there are topics or even leadings where you can get help. Don't just think you're suffering alone, and you're not alone. You're not allowed to suffer alone. Like I mentioned, we have African groups like QUIG, which has also Bundes representatives like you are for NRV,
For Niedersachsen.
Niedersachsen. So, and then the representatives, for Bundes representatives, they are there also to help people from there, you know, as connection, as the networking team for Quig. We also listen to such cases, and then we connect you with people like Charity Wairimu Ngugi Lats, who is really an expert in this. And some other more. It's a team, actually. There are many people. There's a lot of help, actually. And it doesn't matter what type of problem it is. If you're suffering, don't suffer alone. Talk. Let someone know that you're suffering. Don't suffer alone. Don't have sleepless nights alone.
Sure.
You know? And I'm not talking just about women.
Men too, I told you, and I've always been telling you, if you're suffering like this, run away. That's the first thing, run away.
Save yourself. Save yourself.
And as a man, if you cannot control your emotions, take a walk. There's so many bars open.
Oh yes, that's what
right
I
now,
wanted to
bars
ask.
are open out here. Go take a drink instead of hitting a woman.
But don't take too much.
If your father did not, let me just give you a very simple tip.
make a problem bigger.
Let me give you a very simple tip. If your father did not hit your mother, never ever hit another woman. And if your father did it, never repeat it.
Wow, that's a good point for the men. What can you say before I read the last point from Charity, because we have to be closing soon? What is your last tip and point and word to people out there? First, even as you personally, what would you tell them, and what would you like to advise people?
So I think I just have to repeat myself. The 3 main points.
Okay.
Standards, priority, know your worth.
Your worth.
That is it.
And
for boy child, know that we as the mothers of men, we have your backs.
Yes.
So don't hesitate to ask for help, because Tabitha is a woman.
Yeah.
Talk to us.
Talk to us. You're welcome. If you need to talk, I'm there. He's like, yeah, for sure. They should not be afraid to talk.
There's help outside there.
There's help.
Use your Googles. Ask a neighbor. Ask a friend. There's help. No one should suffer inside.
Exactly. And she said she has this the list.
The questionnaire.
You should leave the questionnaire.
The last questionnaire.
I'll give it to the listeners out there.
I'm also working on the reference part.
Okay.
Like before I date Sakanida, I will have to find out who is his ex.
Who is? Okay.
And what happened, so that I don't,
get into the same trap.
Exactly.
That is very clever. I tell you, wow, guys, we've had really something burning here. What are your last words? And then I'll read Charities. Or should I?
For a man, be a man enough.
Okay.
And for a woman,
be a woman enough.
Be a woman enough. And follow the what Lebrand said.
Exactly.
Self. You are yourself.
Yes.
So that way a man will respect you forever. And don't rush.
Don't rush. Don't rush. Marriage is a lifetime thing. It's not something you jump into and then you can jump out tomorrow. It's not that easy. First of all, it's not easy, and it's complicated, and it's expensive, especially in Germany. I don't know about Kenya, and it's very strenuous, actually. Divorce is very, very strenuous. So take care of the red flags while you are dating. Don't wait too long. If you already made the mistakes and jump to the dating, and you're dating now in marriage, and you realize the red flags are too many, it's not too late. You still can do something about it. So Charity Wairimu Ngugi Lats is saying an important point is that if you can prove violence and abuse, journal always, but report. You will not be. There is the Istanbul Convention where deportation, even before your 3 or 5 years term, will not happen. Run and report. So exactly, and that is so important. So if he beat you or whatever he did, and you have marks, why put makeup on it? Go and report. And those are things that will help you also not to be deported. Charity, I see the need. We are going to have you here because we need an expert to talk about it and also to give us more insight about the issue. I thank you so much, whoever has been listening and talking with us. Thank you so much for coming all the way and spending time with us. And I'm glad also that you could talk about Quig. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the representative for
Niedersachsen.
Niedersachsen. We have 16 Bundesländer in Quick or Kenyan women in Germany. We have for every Bundesland representatives, one
And
or two
Agnes
or three.
Frolich represents
Baden-Württemberg. Yes, I'm the Bundes representative for Baden-Württemberg.
So I'm sitting with the president.
Yes.
Listeners out there, you know where to get it. That's why I said there's so many things, there's so many places you can report your
Yes.
things.
Yeah.
If you don't want to come to Radio R here,
Yes.
then look at the beautiful ladies
We are here.
seated here.
We are here
they
to
can
serve.
help you. And for those who are listening, before Agnes, you continue to summarize, because the Kingdom Talk Show is actually
It's
here.
coming.
If you're listening to us, you can actually reach us on Instagram at Radio R 99.2 FM, on
Exactly.
Facebook at Radio R, on YouTube actually where we are live right now, and on Facebook Radio R FM,
Exactly.
your home of African music. The number is actually on your screens right now for those who are watching. For those listening, the +49 163 728 6573. You can just call us. Share your story. Tell us how you came here. We shall be having in a short while actually. We shall be having your story. You shall be telling us your story, how you came from Africa all the way to Diaspora.
Exactly.
Let's share and tell those who are trying to tell you every day, when are you going to invite me? Let them know the truth.
Yes.
We are hiding them a lot.
Yes.
But that one will be a topic of another day.
Exactly.
Thank you so much for listening, and
Thank
subscribe
you
to
so
our
much.
YouTube channel.
Subscribe.
Remember, you can watch this program later on at your comfort of your house if you missed us on your Facebook or on YouTube.
Thank you so much and be blessed. And till next Sunday from 4 p.m. This is AGGY'S Live Talk Show on Radio RFM in Stuttgart, Germany. Thank you so much, Mr. Kanida Richard.
Now, because we talked about domestic violence, let us leave them with a very important song here. This is the song we actually began with. Wedding Day.
The Wedding
Babu
Day.
G, Homo Science all the way from
Homo Science.
Homo Science.
All right.
So this is a wedding song. For those who want, I think marriage, if you wed, I'm going to wed next week, maybe.
You're going to wed?
Homo Science. Again.
99.22 FM. This is Radio R.
This is Radio R.
Home of African music.
Ronde rongo nyomande chipacha la pai ngogendande na nyoli rumwanji ndutwancha ine keronda monere tokekaine
99.22 FM. This is Radio R.
This is Radio R.